to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin taking a little bit of a tumble, and unfortunately, it is hitting some of the thresholds that we hold in high regard. Is my mic even on? I got an audio test. No sound. Hold on. Let's get up and running. There we go. Now we got sound. I think I had sound the whole time, actually. So crisis averted. Welcome in. So Bitcoin is not cooperating. Bitcoin is not doing what we need it to do for us to maintain position. So we're needing to reduce position. We got a signal coming in that is a bearish signal. So let's pull up a chart and let's talk about it. All right, there we are. Are we live? We are live. 4 people watching. Do us a favor, hit the like button. That helps get us out there. But yeah, so pretty ugly. You know, the last time we were speaking, actually, we did this in the private group. If you guys aren't in the private group, it's free. What are you doing? Get in there. It's free. Good alpha. We were discussing how we either needed a news catalyst or we were going to suffer a capitulation. It looks like the market has chose capitulation. So this is not ideal. Basically, as it stands right now, we have taken out our level of support that was at 90,800. You'll remember on the last stream that we did, we were talking about that line in the sand at $90,800. We have breached that level, and we are likely going to get a weekly close below that level. So this is a signal for me to take risk off. Unfortunately, you know, I am bullish. I want to say that right up from the get-go. I am bullish on the market. I think that this market cycle is not completed just yet, but I'm a trader and I have to follow the strategy. I have to follow the plan. This plan has helped us immensely. This plan is what we use to make sure that we are never missing a bull market and that we are never holding in a bear market. So I follow it. And it's a very simple thing to follow. If you guys want access to this strategy, you just got to come into the Discord. We feed all of these signals, by the way, into the Discord. Here's the most recent one where the wave turns red. No bueno. When the wave turns red, this is a bad sign. So what are we doing right now? Well, as it stands right now, I'm waiting for a bounce. We also had a green diamond printing on the daily. The green diamond is usually a bounce signal. So yes, we are bearish. Yes, we are going to take a risk off approach to the market moving forwards. But I also think that there's going to be a bounce. So we've been inside of this consolidation for a while. I anticipate us to, you know, we're bouncing off of the 200. We might come to the underside of this consolidation. This is if Bitcoin is weak. If it's weak, it will not be able to retake the range. If Bitcoin is not as weak, it might be able to get up into the moving averages, the 30 and the 50 moving averages, which would bring us somewhere around $95,000. If it can do that, then there are bulls present, but yeah, it's not great. It's not a great setup that we're looking for here. Your indicators don't work. Stop the scam. All the bots users lost more than 50% of their money. You would only lose money if you set the risk too high, which we have numerous occasions told you not to do. So you have nobody to blame but yourself for that. The indicators work. We have been using these for years. This is a strategy. This is why we bought at 18K. This is why we're selling at 90. So, it can flip back to green here. So, when we say risk off, what we're doing is we're just making sure that we're not holding during a bear market. If the bear market does take shape from here, which again, I don't think is likely, but if it does, we will have been some of the very few people who exited at the top, basically. Got in at the bottom at 18K, exited at the top at 90. But if it does flip, basically this SAR, this level, is going to crawl down every week. So every week we're going to hit a lower and lower price. And eventually, if the price continues to climb to higher levels, it will cross that line. It will cross this downward sloping line here. And that'll flip the wave back to green. Then when we're back to green, boom, we're off to the races. Get back in at 100K, and that's on its way up to 200 or whatever. So yeah, just wanted to warn you guys, just bringing it to your attention. You don't have to act on it, obviously, but we're just sharing what we're doing here. We're sharing what we're doing in terms of taking a risk off approach. So back here, we did the same thing down in this consolidation. We took risk off right around here, got us out at 64, and that avoided the move down to 49. Then the wave turned back to green. And when we turned green over here, we got in at 66, rode that all the way up to 109. So we listened to it. We listened to it. It makes sure that we never miss the move. Whether it's a bull market or a bear market, we're never going to miss the move. Let's go down to the smaller time frames. You read my mind, buddy. Okay, 24 bull run. The option for you to reduce risk was in the allocation slider. You set it to 90%. I'm sorry, but that's no trading strategy works that way. You didn't do your homework. You didn't read the fine print. You didn't listen to the strategy. We said take risk off. So anyways, going into the smaller time frames, what we're looking for is that bounce, because we are expecting a relief rally. The market is every time the market dumps, it pumps. Every time it pumps, it dumps. This is just the nature of the beast. We've had a huge move down. We're going to get a large move up. It doesn't mean that you change the downtrend. It doesn't mean that we can, reverse trend and head to higher levels. But what it does mean is, we can make our graceful exit, which is what I'm looking for right here. So we do have a bullish divergence beginning to develop here. We have a low, we have a lower low, and then on the RSI, we have a low and a slightly higher low. We'll call it an equal low. So the divergence is taking shape. What could end up happening with divergences, I usually like 3 touch points before you get a reversal. So maybe we come and touch for a lower low, or we come up and touch for an equal low, something like that, before moving up to the next level. But, the market is very afraid right now. The U.S. has a lot of, the U.S. session has been where a lot of the negativity, has been. So the U.S. session has been the most bearish thing. We're heading into the weekend. A lot of the fundamentals are falling on the stock market and interest rates, yada, yada, yada. So with the market close, we could actually see the relief rally take place during the weekend when the stock market is closed. So we're a couple days away from that. So we will see. But yeah, I think this will take probably a day or two to resolve. I think once the U.S. Open today, I don't see us making a new low. Not seeing a new low on US Open today will bring, you know, a sense of safety back into the market. And then from there, you can begin to repair the trend. So we'll see what happens there. All right. Let's just check in the live stream here. All right. Mute the whiny bitch. Cali Trader, how's it going? So yeah, I mean, it's already kind of bouncing here. Let's go down to the really small time frame, see how things are shaping up there. Let's go down to the 15-minute. I still think we need a support level. We need to retest a support. So the bullish case scenario, which I think at this point, given how sentiment is so negative, I think it would be something like this. So we'll probably reclaim this level. So you'll get a nice little move up. Get a nice little move up, probably to the underside of the 200 here on the 15, and then retest. And this retest will correlate with another test of the SAR. Sorry, not the SAR, the RSI. So we'd be looking at this uptrending RSI here. Let's actually go to the hourly. I might get a cleaner picture. The uptrending RSI, something like this. So a move down and retest. So we'll come up, maybe get an equal low to here on the RSI, something like this. We'll rally up, break through that resistance. That'll get us above here, and then come back down and test this for our third touch of a bullish divergence on the hourly. It looks like the hourly is where we're taking shape here. That would be the bullish. That would be the bullish setup. Now the bearish setup would be as if we came down and retested the lows here, which would really freak people out, but we'd get a bounce off of 80. I do expect a recovery. Anytime the market freaks out and panics, you know, it's a tale as old as time, people. You know, this is just how the market works. When it pumps, it dumps. When it dumps, it pumps. Every single time. And the pumping and dumping of the price creates a trend. That trend is either an uptrend or a downtrend. So unfortunately, we're having to battle the downtrend here. There's a lot of selling taking place up at the 100K level, which shouldn't come as a huge surprise. You know, big psychological level. There's going to be a lot of supply hitting that level. Lots of people buying down at the 20K level. They did a 5X and now they're taking profits, you know, myself included, really. My profit taking is due to the technicals. You know, we had a couple spots in the market where we flipped red, so I started taking profits. We're flipping red again, so I'm taking profits. Any thoughts on Trump enforcing tariffs on the EU now? So the trade war piece is not new to Trump. The last time Trump was in office, it was a whole bunch of trade war stuff. He was doing taxes and tariffs on China. He was renegotiating NAFTA. And if we go and take a look at what happened the last time Trump was in office, you know, it was one of the biggest bull runs ever. Here's Trump taking office, massive bull run, all in the face of tariffs, all in the face of trade war, all in the face of political geopolitical turmoil. So, you know, we need some sort of a catalyst. You know, it's certainly not helping the market, and the market seems very delicate right now. And you know, it's very easy to scare people out of positions. But what we need is a catalyst, and I'm beginning to speculate on what I think that catalyst will be. And I'm actually going to do a whole video on this theory, but I'll share it with you guys right now. And I think the catalyst is actually going to be a mania of US stocks going and converting to a Bitcoin treasury. So let me pull up the most recent speculation here. Let's see here. Yeah, let's duplicate this. So GameStop is looking to potentially buy $5 billion worth of Bitcoin and put it into a strategic Bitcoin, well, not a strategic, a Bitcoin treasury. If this happens, this is the beginning. Let's just keep it there for a moment. If this happens, this is the beginning of a stock market mania. And I'm going to dive more into this, like I said, with my video that I got to script out and plan. A side effect of this is maybe a stifled altcoin season. I think that we are actually setting up for the next altcoin season to actually be a stock market bull run. The altcoins have been abysmal, and it's hard to find a narrative that's going to fit in with retail traders being okay with buying altcoins. It's just nothing's really landing. There's not a lot of fundamentals. You know, we did DeFi, we did the fundamental stuff, we did the stuff without fundamentals. So what's left? There's really nothing left. How do you hook people? How do you bring people in? But if this starts, if you start having GameStop put a Bitcoin treasury, and then you have AMD doing a Bitcoin treasury, then you have some random stock nobody's ever heard of doing a Bitcoin treasury, and then you have some other penny stock doing a Bitcoin treasury, you're setting up the potential for a whole mania of stocks on the US equity stocks that are moving to a Bitcoin standard and taking a part of their treasury and putting it into Bitcoin. Because what has been the result of doing so? MicroStrategy went from a company that nobody's ever heard of to one of the leading companies by market cap, the best performing stock in 2024. Like in the last couple of years, it's the best performing stock. So if these equities and these companies that are struggling to kind of, increase share value, all they need to do is just take their treasury and put it into Bitcoin, and boom, their share gets repriced at a higher price. It's fodder for a mania, and all the pieces are starting to come together. This is speculation at this point, but yeah, this could be huge. This could be the trigger for a massive mania in the equities market. So be aware of that. Be aware of that. Have a plan for that, and understand that it will be a mania. And what that means is it will be irrational and it will be nonsensical. So don't lose touch with reality. Don't lose touch with reality, because it'll be really hard to sell. You'll be convinced that, GameStop is the future of finance or something. You're going to be convinced of a lot of stuff because the price performance is going to be so fast, so quickly, and so euphoric. Stay level-headed, stay grounded. Know that manias boom and then they bust. This will bust. This will bust in a massive way. We will have a massive bear market. But as a result of the US stock market buying up all this Bitcoin, I still maintain the position that we could see Bitcoin at $1 million a coin this year. I know it seems like I'm fucking huffing glue here. Like, look at a day like today. You look at that weekly candle, and you got some random fucking YouTuber saying Bitcoin's going to $1 million a coin. But if this sparks mania, I will bet anything and say that Bitcoin is going to be a massive recipient to a shit ton of liquidity that will surprise and shock the market. Absolutely shock. Okay. So, call me an idiot. I don't care. I've been, a lot of people have called me an idiot many times while producing content for YouTube. And if you go back, I've been right. I've been right the whole fucking time. But that information doesn't spread on YouTube. People want what they think being said by another person. That's all they want. They don't want somebody telling them something that they don't believe. And this is why my channel is so small. We're only at 8,000 subscribers because I don't tell you what you want to hear. I tell you what I think is happening in the market. And if you go back in history, I'm not going to go through all of it, but, pick a time in history with a major price event. I've been right. I've been right the whole fucking time. And it's a bold claim. It's a bold claim. Don't get me wrong. When I say it to anybody, they think I'm fucking nuts. It's a bold claim. But I think if we get a stock market boom because of Bitcoin treasuries, we will have $1 million Bitcoin in the year 2025. So I know that I started this off bearish, and I kind of, my hand is being forced here. This is the tricky thing about being a trader, is you can see how passionate I am, and you can see how, borderline delusional I am with my expectations for Bitcoin, and how with a new trader that would totally get in the way. The way I protect myself is with strict rules, because if I didn't have these strict rules, I would be a 100% Bitcoin bull at all times, no matter what, no matter the price. I have rules that I follow. And the unfortunate reality, because it goes against my heart of what I believe is going to happen during this market cycle, is we have a bearish signal that just happened. It just flashed. And unfortunately, I can't ignore it. I wish I could, but I can't. I've ignored it in the past, and I've lost lots of money ignoring it in the past. So I'm not going to ignore it anymore, because it's always right. It's always the right move. It's not always the right call by the indicator, but it's always the right move. And what I mean by that is it's not much for you to take a conservative approach when you're up at the highs before people really feel like something's wrong. Anyways, I feel like I've beaten that horse to death here. We'll move on to some alts. We got a couple alt requests here. What about crypto native projects listing on the stock exchange? 100%. I think the catalyst for me, as it stands right now, I think the catalyst is going to be a stock market catalyst. It's looking less and less like it's going to be a DeFi crypto native mania. I think the mania is actually going to take place on the US stock exchange and other global stock exchanges. So if they're listed, if these other crypto native projects are listed on the US stock exchange, absolutely, they will do well. 100%. All right. That was a huge long rant from what do I think about Trump enforcing tariffs? Okay, so this is interesting. Bitcoin's moving down. Alts are recovering quickly. So it very well may be that this candle that we said this could end up being the top. It looks like that might stand to be the case. This might be the top for Bitcoin dominance, which is what you want to see if you were an altcoin trader. This is a pretty bearish candle on the weekly. If this closes like this, that's going to be a pretty strong signal to the market that we're kind of topping here. So that's good to see if you're an altcoin trader. That's what you want to see if you're an altcoin trader. Is it translating to price appreciation in the alts? No, it's not translating into price, but it is revealing in terms of market cap. Okay. The alts are losing less market cap than Bitcoin. That relationship between Bitcoin and altcoins is slowly favoring alts. Even though alts are losing money, this is revealing that that favorability is slowly going towards alts. So yeah, we'll have to see how this is going. So Aave or Link. Let's take a look at that. Those are two projects that we haven't taken a look at in a long time. Are you telling me that Aave is on the US stock exchange? Are you telling me that Link is on, you can buy shares of stock in Aave and Link? Because that's news to me. So please clarify. Yeah, it's been a long time since we've taken a look at this, but we still got our drawings from way back when. I don't even remember when I was using this shade of blue, so this is a while ago. We'll probably come down and test. We'll probably come down and test the bullish case scenario. Would be this area right here, which we're pretty close to. We're pretty close. So testing right around $164 per Aave, with the extended bearish target going back to 118. That would be kind of the Wyckoff setup. So here's the Wyckoff accumulation. Here is the sign of strength. And then we come in for our backup phase. Let's label it. So we have our accumulation. Oh, I do have labels. Oh man, this is old. This is old. I still have the labels. Look at it. You can't even see them. This is back when I was using light mode. This is old as. Wow. Yeah, super old chart. Sellers climax, automatic rally, secondary test. So it actually held. I didn't even look at it for the whole accumulation, and it held the accumulation range that I dropped back in 2022. So that's pretty cool to see. Yeah, so we're coming up here. Sign of strength. Let's label it. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. Sign of strength. Coming into our backup phase. Our backup will be somewhere around here. Backup LPS somewhere around 164. We're hoping. It's currently at the psychological 200, but there's not a lot of market support back here. Not a lot of market structure. There's far more structure down here at around 175, 180, with that kind of extended support range down at 165. So that's Aave. So just for those who don't know what a backup phase is, it comes after the sign of strength in Wyckoff. You come down, you form like a very small accumulation range, and then it kicks into a bull market. So the backup phase is like the best time to identify your entries, because you don't need to wait around. Like you wouldn't have waited through all of this. You wouldn't have experienced this and the retracement. The best time, this is when it transitions into up only. If we come down here, hold it, and there's a catalyst that sends us higher, that'll be the transition point into 4 months of up only. Quick and exciting 4 months. Link, we can take a look at Link. It's another one. We've been paying a little bit closer attention to Link. Yeah, uptrend. I like the uptrend here on Chainlink. So maybe we come back down and test the upward sloping line of support, meeting this resistance point, or sorry, this support line from the preliminary support of this Wyckoff setup. So that would bring us to a price of around 14, 15 bucks, maybe a wick down to 10. Place your stink bids at 10 because I think 10 would be a good price. And yeah, similar structure. We got the sign of strength. We got our sign of strength, and we have our backup phase. Backup phase, last point of support. So we'd be looking at, you know, a structure similar to this. And then that's when you want to become a participant. If we come back down and hold and break out of this range on a catalyst, you need to have that narrative to accompany this. That'll probably be the transition into up only. And I think Chainlink people deserve it. I mean, Chainlink's been doing nothing for a really long time. Let me know in the comments, you guys holding Link? If you guys haven't already joined the Discord, do so. We got the Discord link right here. Hop into the Discord. There is a verification process. All you need to do is sign up with one of our partners. Whether you sign up with Blowfin, whether you sign up with BitGet, whether you sign up with Bybit, just signing up with one of those exchanges gives you access to the Discord, lifetime membership. You don't need to worry about a deposit right away. You don't need to worry about a deposit. If you never use any of our products, don't worry about it. But yeah, scan the QR code to get into the Discord. And then also go to the website, blackbox.pro. We just did, actually, let's show you guys, because we just redid blackbox.pro. We got to show it off. We haven't even shown off the new website yet. It is sick. Way better than the old one. I don't know if you guys remember the old website, but it was pink. It was AI headers. It wasn't as polished as this, that's for sure. So yeah, you go to the website, click any of our partners here, BitGet, Bybit, or Blowfin, setting up an account with them. No deposit required. Just set it up. Give us your UID and you can get into the Discord. Yeah, and then make a black box account. Here's a little explainer of our strategies. Let's actually log in. Let's open up the dashboard here. I'm on a different browser. Let's just do it this way. There's the new dashboard for those who haven't seen it yet. Again, everything's looking really good. It's just so polished, so polished. It's looking great. So we have this new strategies tab. A lot of people have a lot of questions on, you know, the different strategies and how much to allocate and what to expect in terms of performance. So we have an explainer of each one of the strategies here. We also have the new AMX bull box. So that's ready to roll. This is your bull market strategy. When you're in an uptrend, you want to have that one enabled. When you're trading sideways or trading down, don't turn it on. But when you're in an uptrend, you definitely want to have that one enabled because it's specifically for uptrends, and it does really, really well in an uptrend. Bangbox V2 has been launched. It's been optimized to reduce drawdown. And you can check the different risk performances of that. Tone Vase's MRI indicator, you can get the information on Tone Vase's MRI, all there, ready for you guys to check out. All right, that's enough of the shameless plug. Let's move back over to the TA. Let's take a little gander at the Ordinals King, Ordi. I saw a few tweets of people shitting on runes and starting to say BRC20 should come back. I mean, fundamentally, BRC20 is garbage. But it was fun. It was fun. It'll be an interesting narrative to bring that much congestion back to the network. And it looks like nothing's really happened. So ordinals still in a bear market. Ordinals are still in a bear market. So, and we need to get back above these moving averages at least on the daily. Every time I think we got a floor, you know, we were talking about a floor here. Yeah, it didn't hold. So we're going to have to see. Do we get any volume? I bet you volume's just abysmal. A little bit of a volume spike on that most recent drop. But man, it's really given everything back. It's given everything back. If you bought the top of Ordi, you're sitting at fucking 90% down. Wrecked. Ordi is kind of what I'm looking at for health of the ordinals market. And it's not here yet. It's not here yet. So the ordinals market is still bearish. Let's take a look at good old-fashioned Doge. Good old-fashioned Doge. We're still 145% up from the call. I wonder if this area is going to hold. So this is just another classic Wyckoff accumulation as well. Doge is one of those shit coins that does move kind of I'm not going to go ahead and say predictably, but it does follow a more standard structure. I'm not going to say the structure is predictable, but this is a pretty clean Wyckoff accumulation range. So we could be looking at sitting on support right now. If not right now, then maybe support kind of in this range. So not much further to go. We're getting a daily green diamond. Let's go ahead and see the 3-day. Any div? No div. Although the 3-day, the lower end has held support quite well. And we're pretty close to that range. So maybe a little bit more. I don't know. We are expecting a recovery rally in Bitcoin. If we do get a recovery rally in Bitcoin, that could repair the trend a little bit, especially with Bitcoin dominance showing that rotation is currently favoring alts. So we will see. Drop your tickers in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see what we can see. Let's shift gears a little bit here while you guys are thinking of some garbage shit coins to take a look at. Let's take a look at the DXY. Let's clean things up a little bit here. So the dollar is sitting on a sign of strength on an accumulation. Some could argue distribution on this. Oh, Zeus, that's right. We were going to take a look at Zeus. Yeah, let's do that. I need a reminder. On Zeus. Then we'll take a look at the fundamentals of the stock market and the global liquidity market. Is this it? Zeus network on Solana and Base. Need a tutor Pelagos. If Bitcoin goes to $1 million, you could buy a fucking Rolex, bud. Cross-chain made seamless. Am I looking at the right thing here? Bitcoin over to Solana. All right, cool. All right, let's pull it up then. Zeus. It's going to do the double bottom thing, my friend. It's basically there. It's just going to do a double bottom. So we got the support level. We know where we're a buyer. We buy here. Double bottom. This one will take a little while. Double bottoms take a while to recover. This one doesn't have a lot of notoriety. It's not, doesn't have a lot of volume. Where does it rank? 400. So, you know, page 4 of CoinGecko. I'm missing the party. Yeah, you are, man. Well, welcome in. Better late than never, right? Yeah, I'd expect a double bottom here, and it'll be a slow grind, in my opinion. So it'll come back down here to like that 10-cent level, 15-cent level, and it'll just chop sideways for a bit, and everybody else will be making money except Zeus. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, there will be a catalyst, bull flag, continuation. How far away is that? Months, potentially. All right, back to the fundamentals. Dollar. The dollar is going to be used as a bargaining chip, I think, with global negotiations with tariffs. I think that Donald Trump, he's not a dumb guy. He's very smart. And I think he's putting a lot of fear into the markets, because when the leaders are afraid, they're willing to compromise. They're willing to negotiate. They're willing to negotiate. And one of the bargaining chips that we have, or that the US has, I say we, I'm not American and I don't even live in North America, is they can start printing harder. And that allows other countries to print. So they can start to devalue the dollar and allow other currencies to kind of catch up so that they can print again. So what we want to see in this chart is we want to see us fall back down into the range. Fall back down into the range, get a rejection at the top of the channel, lose the mean, and head down. If you see any structure that looks like this, we will already be in a full-blown bull market. Full-blown bull market. Now, if this doesn't happen, and the trade agreements don't devalue the dollar, and this actually breaks out above this point, this is a crucial point. If we break above that level, fucking game over. Game over for the whole world. It's going to be rough, really rough. All currencies are going to be basically hyperinflating against the dollar in that case. You know, maybe not hyperinflating like you imagine, but hyperinflation in the sense of like the textbook definition of hyperinflation, which is 20% inflation. You'll be wrecked if that happens. We'll all be wrecked. The whole world will be not in a good place. So we don't want to see that. What we want to see is us fall back inside the channel. If we fall back inside the channel, we'll be trapped there. Probably we'll get something like this. And if we fall out of the channel, fall out below, boom, it's going to get real silly really fast. So this is the unfortunate thing about where we are at in the market right now. Is the reason the market is so scared is there's no clarity on a direction. There's things that you can point to say that we're going to have a bull market. There's things that you could point to say that we're going to have a very severe bear market, possibly recession, possibly even depression. So it's a super uneasy market with not a lot of clarity. And you got, you know, Orange Man in the office banging shit with a hammer. So it's not surprising that we see these red days. But yeah, let's just quickly go over and take a look at the S&P. Credit where credit's due. S&P is still in an uptrend, ladies and gentlemen. It is still in an uptrend. Let's how do we do trend? Trend? Auto trend lines? Let's see what that looks like. I haven't played with this. I don't know. Oh, good Lord. No, we don't want that. We don't want that. Let's try something else. Trend? I know that there's an indicator that will mark higher highs and higher lows. Trend magic. Let's see. No. All right. I give up. But we have higher highs and higher lows. We keep printing higher highs and we keep printing higher lows. The trend is your friend until it ends. So it hasn't ended yet. It's going to continue to trend higher until it breaks out some of these lows. So until price gets below this price, there's absolutely nothing to worry about. It's nothing to worry about until the S&P gets below 575. There's not anything to even be remotely worried about. You know, this was a scary day for a lot of people, but I mean, look at all the scary days we had all the way up here. The trend is your friend. The trend is your friend. That's the S&P. Same story over here on the NASDAQ. Scary day, cool, but it came right after an all-time high. What happens at an all-time high? People take profits. So you had profit taking coupled with negative news, with scares in the trade agreements, and you resulted in a pretty bearish candle. But where did it land? It landed at a higher low. It landed at a higher low. So really nothing to worry about. When in doubt, zoom out, ladies and gentlemen. We're not cooked yet. Total. This is an interesting one. Let's go over to the monthly chart. Take a look at where we landed on total market cap. This is a fascinating chart. We landed exactly at the area of the breakout for total, the area of the all-time high, the support level of the monthly. We're sitting right there. We're sitting right there, and we are about to close the month. So we are going to close this candle sitting on top of support. We could be seeing a rotation. This is why so to address the mixed signals that are coming from me, there's what I think and there's what I do. Okay. What have I done? I'm looking to sell out of position because the indicator that I'm following that has made me a lot of money has been right so much that I have to listen to it. So the indicator that I'm following, for those who are joining late, we're following alphanumerics, which is currently sitting at a bear market indicator. Bear market indicator has flashed, indicating that we are bearish. When this is on, I'm risk off. I'm risk off and I follow it. What I think, though, is that we are bullish. I think that we are bullish, and I think that we are trying to shake people out. And as a result of my indicator, I too am being shaken out of position regardless of my thoughts on it. So I just wanted to address that for the latecomers because it's confusing what I'm saying. I say I'm talking really bearish on the one hand, and then I'm saying incredibly bullish things on the other hand. So I just wanted to, share that. But this is not bad. This is not bad. And not only is this interesting to look at, when you compare it to Bitcoin, Bitcoin's not there yet. So this is, again, showing that strength, that resilience actually occurring in the altcoins. I know that you certainly don't feel like altcoins are strong right now, but when you look at Bitcoin dominance and how it hasn't climbed in the face of Bitcoin having this big move down, it hasn't made a new high. Bitcoin did a huge capitulation move, basically, and Bitcoin dominance did not make a new high. It didn't go higher than this level right here. That can only lead you to believe that there is some sort of rotation taking place in alts. And that is further backed up with the fact that this chart is holding at this support level, this monthly support level. So I don't know. February is going to be a flop. Is March going to be a flop, or is March going to be a good month? March is my birthday, by the way. So come on, Bitcoin. It's my birthday. You got to cooperate. It's my birthday. I see long potential and opportunity. Just haven't figured out where I'm taking a stab. Totally fair. Totally fair. If we get to 72, I would long so hard. I'd be pretty darn tempted if we went to 70. I would be pretty darn tempted. I would certainly buy something for sure. I would buy something. I probably wouldn't have any indicator telling me to go hard, unfortunately. But I would buy something for sure. I would definitely take some sort of position at those levels. You just can't pass it up. Also, just as a little reminder, people, you know, this is normal. We got a 30% correction right here. Totally normal. So if this is your first Bitcoin bull market, I know it feels scary, but to the veterans out here, like, this is a 20% correction. This is nothing. I know it feels like a whole lot of something, and I don't want to discredit your emotions, but as somebody who's been in the space since 2016 and somebody who's seen far worse than this, far more often than this, in the context of a bull market, I can tell you that this is child's play. This is nothing spectacular. This is nothing out of the ordinary. In fact, ordinary would be us coming down to 73. That would be ordinary. That would be a normal, standard Bitcoin correction. This is what people would be waiting for. If you said, oh, I'm waiting for Bitcoin to correct last cycle or the cycle before, you would be waiting for that 30%. You wouldn't be jumping in at 20. Things could be different now. Maybe we don't get 30% corrections anymore, but I'll believe it when I see it. I think we will continue with the 30% corrections. It's definitely not something that you should think is not possible. It's totally possible. Totally possible. The top of the 200 SMA daily has me wondering if the bottom is in. Yeah. Let's go to the daily, turn alphanumerics back on. That's the green wave, by the way, on alphanumerics. It's the 200. And we're bouncing, baby. We are bouncing. Let's go back down to the small time frames. Let's go. We were watching the hourly. Didn't we say at the beginning of the stream, rewind? I said we're going to go up here. We're probably going to get a test of 87, come back down here and put in our third div. So we'll come down up to like 50 on the RSI. We will come back down and we will test our third div. Watch out for that. Rewind if you don't believe. We'll be testing our third div right here. Rally up to 87, retest of this range. Rally up to 50 on the RSI, retest down to 25. Maybe just 30. Maybe 30. We'll see. That is a developing move. 62 people watching the live stream. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. If you liked anything that I've said, if you like my level-headed approach to the markets, if you like somebody that's not going to feed you a bunch of hopium and is going to give you an honest opinion, whether you like to hear the opinion or not, I have chosen the YouTube path of great resistance by not feeding people the narrative that they want to consume and instead tell people what I believe is truly happening in the charts and in the market and how to handle it and how to handle your emotions and how to, create and develop a trading strategy. If you're into that, then, hit the like button. It does help out the algorithm. It helps me grow. It helps us all learn and get more of that information that at least I think is valuable out to more people. Hit the like and sub. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, I'm very active in the Discord. I'm there 24/7. If you like these live streams, you'll definitely like the Discord. Make a Discord account. I'm telling you, if you guys are in crypto, side rant, if you guys are in crypto, you need two things. Well, I guess three things. Two of them are really going to make you money, though. You need to have a Twitter account. I was a late adopter on Twitter. I'll admit I was a late adopter on Twitter, but you need to have a Twitter account and you need to have a Discord account. People hate Discords. Okay. I get it. Like the user experience of a new person coming to Discord is terrible. I understand. We've all been there. I've never met a Discord user that logged into Discord for the first time and they're like, wow, this is great. It's so easy to figure out what's going on. No, it's a pain in the ass. It's so foreign and so different from every other communication app. I understand where people are coming from when they join Discord and they're like, I don't know what's going on here. I get that. Just stick with it because I guarantee you it will become your favorite app. It will become your favorite method of communication. I guarantee it. I guarantee you will love Discord once you get the hang of it. You need Discord because the smartest people I have ever met in the space, they are not on Telegram. Everybody has Telegram. Okay. There's Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. That's the trifecta of the crypto trader. Some of the dumbest people I know, and this is no offense to anybody, I'm not calling anybody dumb, okay? But some of the dumbest people that I know are only on Telegram, and they just can't bear to get anything else. They're just on Telegram. And conversely, some of the smartest people I know, some of the most active developers, some of the best alpha I have ever come in contact with by far, Natcats, Sats, Ordinals in general, understanding new wallets, understanding new Bitcoin protocols, like all of the really good alpha where you get in first, that has all come from Discord. You don't have to join my group. You don't have to join, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if you are struggling in this market to find good information that is truly good alpha, meaning you're the first person to get access to this information way ahead of the herd, in my opinion, Discord is the source. The only other place that you might find something better than Discord is 4chan. And that's super niche and it won't be for a lot of normal stuff. That's a whole other world, but I digress. Discord is the source of a lot of really good information. More than Twitter. Twitter, you can't really tell what's a scam and what's not. Discord, when people are legit, working hard, grinding away, developing. Discord's a different animal. So definitely get on Discord and learn it. Just give it time. It's got a terrible first impression, but give it time. And hey, join ours. Join our Discord. It's free. Hit the like. What do you think about the MACD? And if you like it, on what time frames do you like it? So we use alphanumerics and we love alphanumerics. So one of the time frames that we like for alphanumerics, specifically for Bitcoin, is the 3-day chart. So again, adding to that bearishness, adding to that, needing to take a safer approach, we just had a bearish cross with the 7 on the 30 on the 3-day chart. This has been, traditionally, when we look back last cycle, it nailed every move. We're not loading. Anyways, it pretty much nailed every major move, the 3-day bullish and bearish cross. If you bought the 3-day bull, you made money. If you sold the 3-day bear, you made money. And this is a moving average. So MACD, we'll pull it up because I'm sure you're like, what the fuck are you talking about moving averages for when we're talking about MACD? For those who don't know what the MACD is the moving average convergence and divergence. Moving averages are what we have here on alphanumerics. We have the moving averages. The moving averages were diverging here. So that means they were pulling apart. The moving averages were pulling apart for this period. And then the moving averages were coming together during this period. So you've got the moving average divergence and convergence. I know I said that backwards, but that's just because that's how we're looking at it right now. It was diverging and then it was converging. So Do I like the MACD? I don't specifically like the MACD indicator because I use it in a different way just with the moving averages themselves. So when the moving averages are in bullish alignment, meaning that they are in, we use the 7, 30, and 50. If the 7 is on top of the 30, which is on top of the 50, that's bullish alignment. Bearish alignment is the 50's on top and the 30's underneath, and then the 7's under that. When we're in bullish alignment and the moving averages are diverging, we're bullish as, brother. We are as bullish as they get. When they begin to converge, you have to watch for that cross. And then where do you take action? For us, we tend to take action when this crosses bearish on a high time frame. I like that intraday time period intra-week time period of 3 days. But it totally works on the daily too. You can look at these bullish and bearish crosses on the daily. You can make money on the bullish and bearish crosses on the daily. Again, this is the 7 and the 30, which on the daily chart equals the week crossing the month. That's kind of why we chose the 7 and the 30. So when the weekly average price crosses above the monthly average price, generally speaking, you are entering into an uptrend. And when the weekly average price falls below the monthly average price, generally speaking, you're entering a downtrend. So I don't use the MACD because I just use moving averages. Long story longer. And if you like moving average strategies, that's what the new AMX bull box does too. So AMX bull box will buy the bullish crosses on the 4 hour. So, and it'll hold it as long as it can. Again, we've been trading sideways. So the local, these have been losing trades, these last 3. It wasn't live during the losing trades, by the way, but look at this. Like this one was massive, huge. We had a good bullish cross here, got the entry right there, and it exited at 20%. Is that right? Yeah, the trailing profit at 20% times, so 60% with leverage. But you can totally trade these without a bot. You don't need a bot. If you want to add personal user discretion, then don't use the bot. The bot is going to take all of the crosses. You can choose to sit out of some of the crosses. What do I think about BTC lagging gold? This drop is just what we needed for a spring. Do you think we follow gold's breakout? Very good question. So gold and Bitcoin have a weird relationship. Gold, traditionally speaking, is a risk-off asset. When there is geopolitical turmoil, the world turns to gold. Bitcoin has every property that gold has, but better. The only property it doesn't have is a physical form. But every property that gold has, fungibility, divisibility, portability, indestructibility, fungibility. Did I say fungibility? Anyways, it has all of the properties that made gold a good money, but it does it better than gold did. So there is a relationship between gold and Bitcoin. The problem is, as it stands today, Bitcoin is a speculative asset. So even though the properties of sound money are there in Bitcoin, without user adoption, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So the relationship is always going to be volatile. There will be periods of time where gold and Bitcoin are closely related to one another. Their moves will be lockstep with each other. And then there's other points in time where the price movements of gold and Bitcoin are going to be very divergent from each other. But gold is on all-time highs, and this is as a result of money printing. And we can see the money printing. Let me go ahead and turn on the year over year, the money supply increase. Okay. Let's make this a little bit easier for people to see. Let's make it yellow. So you can see the correlation. Let's actually shrink this up a bit. You can see the correlation between money printing and gold. So money is printed, gold goes up. The rate of money printing is decreased, money is destroyed for whatever reason, gold goes down. So gold is a very, very correlated asset when it comes to global money supply. It is also correlated to Bitcoin money supply, but there's a lag. That's the key difference. There's a lag with Bitcoin. Let's go to the weekly. There's about, on average, kind of a 6-week lag. So you can see right here, how do I show this? So basically in June of 2024, money supply began to increase, but Bitcoin did not begin to increase until several weeks later. So money supply began to increase in June. Bitcoin did not begin to increase till 100 days later. 100 days later, basically 3 months later, 3 or 4 months later. So there's a lag. There's a lag, whereas gold doesn't have that lag. So when money is issued globally, gold is a recipient of that value immediately. Not, as immediately as we can say within the markets. But Bitcoin has this lag. So what are we looking at right now? We had a decline, right? We had a decline here. And Bitcoin lagged that decline. Declining issuance of new currency. And Bitcoin, that was when we started to rally. And then how long later? From the top, 90 days, 3 months. So 3 months, 3 to 4 months later, after the either issuance or contraction of the global money supply, you'll get the result of Bitcoin. So with that in mind, when does Bitcoin start to become the recipient of this most recent move? We have begun to head up in money supply as of January 13th. So January 13th. So we can expect mid-April as the point in time at which Bitcoin will start to feel that that pressure from expansion of the money supply. So they are correlated, they are related, but because Bitcoin is so speculative and because it's more correlated with the stock market as it stands right now than it is to actual money supply, like it should, it does have that reflexivity where it does respond to global currency issuance, but there's that 3 to 4 month lag. So we're looking at, end of March, early April, something like that. Maybe mid-April. If it really drags on, end of April. Because we got that lag there. So what we do in the meantime, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know if Bitcoin's going to go to a lower price. We don't know if this is the bottom for Bitcoin. We don't know if we're going to trade sideways from here, which would probably hurt the most people. So that might be what happens is we just drop and everybody's waiting for a further drop that doesn't happen. And we wait for like a month and a half. But the effects of money printing can never escape the market. It's just a matter of how long does it take for the effects of money printing to take effect. And in the case of Bitcoin, it's that 3 to 4 months. All right, how are we doing on the short term here? Getting a rejection at that orange line of resistance that we placed at the beginning of the stream. We got to get above it. We'll get above it. We'll get above that. We'll probably rally from there, at least to 87. I'm thinking maybe 88. Get a rejection off 88. Come back down and test 85. We got 69 people viewing. This is marvelous. Thank you all for joining into the stream. Let me know if there's anything you want me to take a look at. Yeah, record numbers here. We don't usually get that many people live on the stream. We definitely get lots of people watching the replays, but 70 people watching the live. That's good. That's good. I mean, I guess a lot of people are freaked out, and I did a clickbait title. Got to play the game. Don't hate the play. I hate the game. What else can we take a look at? Let's actually do a total comparison because we haven't done that in a while. So we were talking about that rotation. We're going to break 100K soon. Can you look at DGen? I don't know if we're ready. I don't know if we're ready to look at DGen. Come back in April and we'll look at DGen. Markets, I don't see, like we're going to discuss a rotation. We're going to discuss the rotation. But I don't think we're quite ready to rotate that deeply. Where does DGen sit? DGen. Yeah, we're not rotating into rank 556 just yet. We got to rotate into top 20 first. All right, so we'll do total. We're going to add total 2. And we're going to add total 3. Now let's see how the rotation is taking place. We'll go to 1 year in frame. 1 year in frame, or let's do year to date. Yeah, let's do 1 year in frame. So as it stands right now, total 3 is leading still, which has been a result of meme coin season and degenerate altcoin gambling. Next to that is the total market cap, which means Bitcoin has been propping up total. And then way below that is the entire market cap excluding Ethereum. So total is the whole market cap, the whole cryptocurrency market cap. Total 2 is everything excluding Bitcoin. And total 3 is everything excluding Bitcoin and excluding Ethereum. So everything excluding Bitcoin and excluding Ethereum is actually up slightly over the total market. And I think that's because Ethereum has been dragging it down. Total 2 is down a lot more compared to total 3. What we need to see, though, in my opinion, is that bullish alignment. Look at these not as price, as line charts. Look at these as moving averages. So to get into bullish alignment with those 3 moving averages, what we need to do is we need total on the bottom, we need total 2 in the middle, and we need total 3 on top. So total 2, I don't think we're actually going to be in altcoin season until total 2 can reach back up here and be in the middle. Once Ethereum, so it's really all in charge of Ethereum. When Ethereum starts to perform, then that's going to be kind of the signal to the market that we're entering true altcoin season. So let's take a look at Ethereum, I guess. SUI then and Sol. Yeah, we can take a look at SUI and Sol. You got the 30K bonus, need to know what to put it in. Oh, nice. Well done. 30K bonus. Is that on Bybit or BitGet? Where'd you get the 30K bonus? What was I doing? Oh, yes, Ethereum. So yeah, the rotation, again, there's a lot of things that you can look at for that rotation. We've looked at Bitcoin dominance. We've looked at the relationship of Bitcoin and total. We've looked at the relationship of total 1, total 2, and total 3. They're all kind of hinting, but haven't confirmed altcoin season. The last thing that we need to look at is ETH BTC. Oh, from work. Not the sign-up bonuses. Yeah, so, you know, we've been calling this one for a while. We've been calling 3 million sats, and now we're at 3 million sats. So we're going to continue to say the same thing. And we need to see ETH repair. So if ETH is to repair, we need to get back on top of 3 million sats. We need to hold it as support. We need a higher low. We need a higher low. Once we get that higher low, we can start to repair the trend. And as soon as we break past this multi-year downwards resistance that we've been warning people to stay away from ETH for years, until we get above this, it will not be altcoin season. I think this will be the last confirmation. So if you've been like sidelined or you've been waiting for like a solid confirmation that altcoin season is in full swing, it will be ETH above this red line. When ETH is above this red line, we are in full blown altcoin season. If you are sidelined at that point, there's no helping you. There's no helping you. All right, we'll take a look at SUI. Let's actually switch gears here, go over to my 2025 bull list. Let's see what's pumping. Tap, interesting. Interesting. Where's SUI? SUI BTC. I like the BTC chart for this. I think it's a cleaner setup. SUI BTC, we don't need alphanumerics on. We got to reclaim this level. I want us to reclaim this level right here at basically 4,000 sats. Once we reclaim the 4,000 sats, I think we'll be off to the races. So that's SUI. We got to get above there. We can take a look at the dollar pair just for fun, just for shits and giggles, just for funsies. SUI USD. On the dollar pair, we'll probably come down and test a little bit more. So we're seeing a lot of charts. We're seeing a lot of alts where they have that just that little bit more to go. Even though we're kind of bullish and we're noticing this rotation take place, when you look at the charts, there's just that little bit more to go before it hits that support. So what that will probably look like is that recovery rally in Bitcoin that we're talking about. We'll get that recovery rally. Then we'll get some sort of a move down. Whether that results in a lower price or not, I don't think it's going to matter for the alts, because I don't think the alts are going to recover quite as fast as Bitcoin can. So you will see dominance climb in that regard. So they'll come in for a lower high than what Bitcoin was able to achieve. And then if Bitcoin just scares the market even just a little bit, we'll be down in that sweet spot right at around, in this case, we'd be looking at $2.34. 230 on SUI. Then when we take a look at Solana BTC, Solana broke out. We were waiting for that the breakout to the upside. We had this long white trend line that we were waiting for a break on. I can delete that now. That's no longer going to be a trigger for us. So we need to come down and retest somewhere. Maybe we hold this level. We do have this support level. It's a weak one. It's a weak support, but it's there. We have weak support right here. That's from the initial resistance that we saw back here during the big move of Solana. And this was also the breakdown point in the peak of the bear. So there's a little bit of support there, not much. But when we take a look at Solana on the dollar pair, yeah, that's an ugly chart. That's an ugly chart on the dollar pair. Yeah, I'd be looking somewhere around here. And even then, it's weak. It's weak support. Wide and weak. Yeah, I think just one more move down, one more little washout, something to spank all the retail traders, teach a lesson to everybody that doesn't hold any Bitcoin in their portfolio. The market needs to tell people why you should always have a healthy percentage of your portfolio be Bitcoin, because otherwise you just experience a 90% drawdown of all your entire account. Yeah. So yeah, I think just a little bit more. That's what I'm thinking. ETH USD chart looks really good. Without Bitcoin cooperating on that chart, I'm not interested. ETH still at support. Yeah. Just a lack of demand, I guess. Interested if you use AI for trading charts, validating biases, etc., or anything else on a daily basis. No, I find I've certainly dabbled. I've experimented with a lot of AI, but at the end of the day, it's not an intelligent being, right? It's not somebody that has the experience of trading these markets for as many years as I've been trading. It's a language learning model. That's what it is at its core. So it's learning language and it's repeating narratives. But the problem is 95% of people who trade lose money. 95% of people who trade lose money. So the language that it's learning is learning the language from a bunch of losers. So I haven't found it to be too valuable. That will absolutely change one day when you actually have true machine learning, not just language learning. When you have the ability to teach a bot how to trade and like learn from a mentor, they can definitely learn from that point and become better than the human. There's no argument there. I one day believe that, the best traders in the world will be computer programs, but we're not there yet. We don't live in that world just yet. So I haven't found any tools to add any value or give me a competitive edge over my own bias and own action items. All right, I think that is it, ladies and gentlemen. We've been rambling for an hour and 22 minutes. If you guys haven't already checked out the website, go check out our brand spanking new website and get signed up today. Everything's free. It's 100% free. If you come into the Discord and someone's asking you for money, it's a scam, full blown. It's a scam. So don't listen to anybody that's trying to get money from you. Come into the Discord, come hang out, come say hi. And yeah, we got to get bull run ready here. So if you're needing some guidance on how to trade this market effectively and don't want to, and you're done following the meme coin shills, then come on in and let's hang out and get bull run ready. That is all the time I have for today. If you guys enjoyed this content, please leave it a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Retweet this if you're on Twitter. Leave a comment if you're on Twitter. And yeah, we'll see you guys in the Discord. Trade safe. It's a jungle out there. Peace.